What could a coach possibly say in just a few words that completely changes the course of a game? That's the question basketball fans have been asking after Kamilla Cardoso shared the powerful halftime message she received from legendary coach Dawn Staley. According to Cardoso, the message came at exactly the right moment. Rather than delivering a complicated strategy, Staley sent words of encouragement that helped Cardoso reset mentally and attack the second half with confidence. The performance that followed became one of the most memorable of her career, leaving fans praising not only Cardoso's talent, but also Staley's ability to inspire her players. As clips of Cardoso discussing the moment spread online, basketball fans couldn't stop talking about the bond between player and coach. Some called it the perfect example of elite leadership. Others said it proved why so many former South Carolina players continue to describe Dawn Staley as more than just a coach. But what exactly did Staley say? And why did those few words have such a lasting impact? In this video, we'll break down Cardoso's comments, revisit the incredible performance that followed, and explore why Dawn Staley's leadership continues to shape players long after they leave South Carolina. Stay with us until the end, because this story isn't just about halftime adjustments. It's about trust, confidence, and the kind of coaching that can change a player's mindset in the biggest moments. When people talk about great coaches, they usually focus on championships, trophies, and unforgettable victories. But the best coaches often make their biggest impact behind closed doors, during practices, team meetings, and especially in the locker room at halftime. That's exactly why basketball fans have been so interested in a recent story shared by Kamilla Cardoso about legendary coach Dawn Staley. According to Cardoso, one halftime conversation stayed with her long after the final buzzer. It wasn't a lengthy speech filled with complicated basketball strategies. Instead, it was a simple message that helped change her mindset and gave her the confidence she needed to perform at her best. As soon as clips of Cardoso discussing that moment began circulating online, fans couldn't stop talking about it. Many people weren't surprised. After all, Dawn Staley has spent years building a reputation as one of the greatest leaders in women's basketball. Her success isn't measured only by championships. It's measured by the number of players who continue praising her years after leaving her program. Throughout her coaching career at University of South Carolina, Staley has helped develop dozens of elite athletes. Many arrived on campus as highly talented recruits. They left as national champions, professional basketball players, and leaders on and off the court. Former players often describe her coaching style as demanding but deeply supportive. She expects excellence every day. She challenges players to improve. But she also knows exactly when an athlete needs encouragement instead of criticism. That balance has become one of the defining characteristics of her coaching philosophy. Kamilla Cardoso experienced that firsthand. When she transferred to South Carolina, expectations were already extremely high. Standing over 6 feet tall with exceptional defensive instincts, rebounding ability, and finishing around the basket, Cardoso was widely viewed as one of the most talented young centers in college basketball. But talent alone doesn't guarantee success. Every athlete eventually encounters moments of doubt. Even the best players have games where shots don't fall, confidence disappears, or frustration begins affecting performance. That's where coaching becomes just as important as talent. According to Cardoso's own account, halftime became one of those defining moments. Instead of allowing frustration to build, Dawn Staley focused on helping her reset mentally. The message wasn't about statistics. It wasn't about criticism. It was about confidence. Many elite coaches believe basketball is just as much a mental game as a physical one. Players at the highest level already know how to shoot, defend, rebound, and execute plays. What often separates great performances from average ones is mindset. Confidence affects decision-making. Confidence affects energy. Confidence affects aggression. When players believe in themselves, they often play faster, stronger, and more freely. That's one reason halftime conversations can be so important. Fans only see the 20 minutes between halves. That's why so many basketball fans connected with Cardoso's story. It reminded people that leadership isn't always loud. Sometimes the most powerful coaching moments happen quietly, away from television cameras and social media. As clips of Cardoso's comments continued spreading online, Former players also shared their admiration for Dawn Staley's ability to connect with athletes. Many described similar experiences. Some recalled motivational conversations. Others talked about moments when Staley believed in them before they believed in themselves. Those stories have become part of her legacy. Championship banners matter. National titles matter. Olympic medals matter. But perhaps an even greater measure of success is how former players continue speaking about their coach years later. That kind of respect can't be forced. It's earned through consistency, honesty, and genuine care for the people behind the athletes. For Kamilla Cardoso, that halftime conversation became another example of why Dawn Staley is regarded as one of basketball's greatest leaders. It wasn't simply about changing a game. It was about helping a player trust herself when it mattered most. And sometimes, that's exactly what separates a good coach from a truly unforgettable one. Coming up in Part 2, we'll take a closer look at the specific mindset Cardoso described, why Dawn Staley's leadership style has earned the respect of players across the basketball world, and how one halftime message became a lesson that continues to inspire athletes everywhere. As more fans watched Kamilla Cardoso's interview, one thing became obvious. People weren't just interested in what happened during the game. They wanted to understand why a simple halftime conversation had such a powerful impact. In basketball, halftime is often where games are won and lost. For about 15 minutes, coaches have the opportunity to calm emotions, make adjustments, and prepare their players for the second half. Some coaches focus entirely on strategy. Others emphasize effort and discipline. But Dawn Staley has built a reputation for doing something more. She understands that sometimes the biggest adjustment isn't tactical, it's mental. Throughout her coaching career, Staley has repeatedly emphasized confidence, accountability, and trust. Former players often describe her as someone who knows exactly what each athlete needs to hear. Not every player responds to criticism. Not every player responds to praise. Great coaches recognize those differences. According to Kamilla Cardoso, that's exactly what happened during halftime. Rather than overwhelming her with instructions, Staley reminded her to trust herself and continue playing her game. That message may sound simple, but at the highest level of basketball, confidence can completely change performance. Every athlete experiences moments of frustration, a missed layup, a turnover, a defensive mistake. Those moments can stay in a player's mind if they aren't able to move forward. The best competitors learn how to reset quickly. Great coaches help make that happen. After halftime, fans noticed a different version of Cardoso. She attacked the basket with more determination. She protected the rim with greater authority. She fought for rebounds with renewed energy. Every possession reflected increased confidence. While basketball always remains a team sport, individual confidence often influences the entire group. When one player begins performing at a higher level, teammates usually respond with greater energy as well. Momentum begins to shift. Crowds become louder. Opponents start feeling pressure. That emotional swing is one reason halftime adjustments matter so much. Fans usually see only the final statistics: points, rebounds, blocks, field goal percentage. But those numbers rarely tell the complete story. Behind every outstanding performance are conversations, preparation, trust, and leadership that most people never witness. That's why Cardoso's comments resonated with so many basketball fans. They offered a rare glimpse into the relationship between player and coach. The discussion also reminded many people why Dawn Staley continues receiving praise from current and former players. Winning championships certainly strengthens a coach's reputation. But earning lasting respect from athletes requires something much deeper. Players consistently describe Staley as demanding excellence while also believing in them during difficult moments. That combination has helped create one of the most successful programs in women's college basketball. Another interesting aspect of Cardoso's story is how leadership extends beyond basketball. Many former South Carolina players have said that Staley prepared them not only for professional sports but also for life. She encouraged discipline, responsibility, communication, resilience. Those qualities continue helping athletes long after their college careers end. It's one reason so many alumni remain closely connected to the program. As clips from Cardoso's interview spread across social media, fans began sharing their favorite Dawn Staley moments. Some remembered emotional championship speeches. Others recalled post-game interviews where Staley defended her players. Many simply admired the consistency she has shown throughout her coaching career. Those reactions demonstrate something important. Great leadership creates lasting memories. Players may eventually forget the score of a particular game, but they often remember exactly how a coach made them feel during difficult moments. That emotional connection builds trust. And trust often becomes the foundation of championship teams. Of course, no halftime speech alone guarantees victory. Players still have to execute the game plan. They must communicate defensively. They need to make smart decisions under pressure. Success always requires teamwork. However, belief often becomes the first step toward execution. When athletes believe in themselves, they're more willing to take decisive actions. They're less afraid of mistakes. They're more focused on competing instead of worrying. That's exactly why sports psychologists frequently describe confidence as one of the most valuable skills in elite competition. For Kamilla Cardoso, Dawn Staley's message appears to have provided that confidence at exactly the right time. The story serves as a reminder that the greatest coaches don't simply teach plays. They help athletes believe they can succeed. And sometimes, a few well-chosen words spoken inside a quiet locker room become just as memorable as anything that happens on the court. Coming up in Part 3, we'll explore how this moment reflects Dawn Staley's lasting legacy, why so many former players continue to credit her for their success, and what today's coaches can learn from her leadership style. As basketball fans reflected on Kamilla Cardoso's story, many realized it wasn't just about one halftime conversation. It was about the kind of leadership that leaves a lasting impact long after the final buzzer. For Dawn Staley, moments like these have become part of her legacy. Championships certainly define part of her career, but many people believe her greatest achievement is the number of players who continue praising her years after leaving her program. That kind of respect isn't built overnight. It's earned through years of consistency. Every practice, every film session, every difficult conversation, every moment spent helping athletes become better players and better people. Former South Carolina players frequently describe Staley as someone who demands accountability while never losing sight of the individual behind the jersey. She challenges players to reach higher standards, but she also reminds them that one bad half or even one bad game doesn't define who they are. For Kamilla Cardoso, that philosophy appears to have made all the difference. Her comments about halftime resonated because they highlighted something fans rarely get to see. Television cameras capture the game. Statistics tell part of the story. But the conversations inside the locker room often remain private. Those are the moments where trust is built. Those are the moments where confidence is restored. Those are the moments that can change not only a game, but sometimes an athlete's entire mindset. Many coaching experts believe that emotional intelligence has become just as important as basketball knowledge. Designing great plays matters. Making adjustments matters. But understanding people may matter even more. Every player responds differently to pressure. Some need motivation. Some need reassurance. Others simply need someone to remind them that they belong on the biggest stage. That's one of the qualities fans consistently associate with Dawn Staley. She understands that coaching isn't only about X's and O's. It's about relationships. It's about communication. And it's about earning enough trust that when you speak, your players truly listen. That trust has helped produce remarkable results over the years. South Carolina has developed All-Americans, national champions, Olympic athletes, and WNBA stars. Many of those players continue mentioning Staley whenever they're asked about the people who influence their careers. That's perhaps the strongest evidence of great leadership. Success can earn admiration. Character earns loyalty. Another reason Cardoso's story connected with so many fans is that everyone has experienced moments of self-doubt. Whether in sports, school, work, or everyday life, almost everyone has faced situations where confidence disappeared. Sometimes all it takes is one encouraging conversation to completely change someone's perspective. That's why stories like this extend beyond basketball. They're about leadership, mentorship, belief. and the importance of having someone who sees your potential, even when you struggle to see it yourself. As the interview continued spreading across social media, coaches from different levels of basketball also shared their thoughts. Many praised the reminder that effective coaching involves much more than teaching technical skills. Young athletes often remember how coaches made them feel long after they forget the final score. A supportive word during a difficult moment can stay with a player for years. That's exactly what appears to have happened in Cardoso's case. Rather than remembering only the result of the game, she remembered the message that helped her regain confidence. That says a great deal about the relationship she built with her coach. It also demonstrates why leadership remains one of the most valuable qualities in sports. Talent wins games. Preparation wins seasons. But trust often wins championships. Looking ahead, both Staley and Kamilla Cardoso continue influencing the next generation of basketball players. Staley remains one of the sport's most respected coaches, while Cardoso continues building her professional career and inspiring young athletes with her journey. Their shared story serves as a reminder that success is rarely achieved alone. Behind every great athlete is often a coach, mentor, teammate, or family member who believed in them during moments of uncertainty. For many fans, that's the real lesson from Cardoso's halftime story. It wasn't simply about what was said. It was about who said it, when it was said, and why those words mattered. Sometimes, the greatest coaching moments don't happen in front of packed arenas or television cameras. Sometimes, they happen quietly in a locker room, where a few sincere words can help an athlete rediscover confidence, embrace the challenge ahead, and perform at their very best. And perhaps that's why this story continues to resonate with basketball fans everywhere. It reminds us that the strongest leaders don't just build winning teams. They build confident people who continue carrying those lessons long after the game is over. What did you think about Kamilla Cardoso's story? Do you believe a coach's words can completely change the outcome of a game, or do you think success ultimately comes down to the player's own mindset and preparation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective on Staley's leadership and the impact she's had on so many players throughout her coaching career. If you enjoyed today's breakdown and want more WNBA news, college basketball stories, player interviews, coaching insights, and behind-the-scenes moments from the biggest names in the game, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest uploads. We bring you in-depth basketball coverage, inspiring player stories, game analysis, and the moments that fans across the sports world are talking about. Our goal is to go beyond the box score and highlight the leadership, teamwork, and determination that make basketball such an incredible sport. Your support means everything to us. Every like, comment, and subscription helps our channel grow and allows us to continue bringing you high-quality basketball content every week. And if there's another player, coach, or basketball story you'd like us to cover next, let us know in the comments. We're always looking for your suggestions. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. We truly appreciate your time and support. Until next time, keep supporting the game, keep believing in the power of great leadership, and remember, sometimes a few words at the right moment can change everything. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.